for me. Okay? So you have to think about that. So how profitable is this expansion going to be? And how much is it going to cost me up front? And how quick can I make it up on the back end? So these are things you have to think about. So when you're buying new equipment, make sure you do your homework completely. When I expanded to EcoSolvent, I really didn't do a lot of homework on this, which is why I struggled quite a bit trying to get it set up officially. So when I saw EcoSolvent on TikTok, so, oh my gosh, I want to do that. I really didn't dive deep into researching everything there is to it like I did everything else in my business. When I decided to do sublimation, I did homework for months on sublimation. Find the right printer, the right ink, the right everything. But with EcoSolvent, I didn't. I just kind of jumped in and just got it. So I'm still working out some kinks because apparently Epson and Apple, they don't like to talk to each other sometimes. So definitely do your homework when you're trying to expand your business. When you're getting new equipment and when you're learning new techniques. Thank you for the follow. It's good to expand your Brian's Crafty Creations in the house. Hey, Brian. It's good to expand on your techniques. And as your techniques and specialties grow, your prices need to go up to accommodate your skills that you're learning. So when I first started doing hair, I did my prices kind of low. Of course, I was in my home. I wasn't in a salon. But as I got better at doing braids or got better at doing sew-ins, the prices of that skill went up because I'm starting to perfect it more. Okay? So as you expand your brand, your prices should be going up also because your equipment and your skill set is expanding. Okay? It's expanding. So you have to weigh the cost also. So I have here in my notes, weigh the cost and estimate the return on the investment. So when I bought all the equipment for my EcoSolvent, it was about $1,200. Okay? So I put in $1,200. Now I'm thinking, how quick can I do return on investment? What can I do with EcoSolvent that will quickly give my $1,200 back in return? Okay, I'm doing t-shirts. Cool. I've had quite a few sales on t-shirts and inquiries about bulk order for t-shirts. I've sold some prints. I do custom and I do already pre-printed EcoSolvent prints. That's another way I can bring money back into it. Stickers with EcoSolvent, you can do stickers. With chip bags, you can do EcoSolvent. So there's a lot of different things you can do. Good morning, to bring back your return on investment. Because what you don't want to do is you don't want to expand and then your expansion is just sitting there not making any money. So it means you spent money, but you're not bringing in any money in return. So make sure you think of different ways and advertise in advance saying, coming soon, I'm offering this service. So when the service actually comes, people are already ready. Okay. You're not gaining the interest when you get it. You're gaining the interest as you're going to get it. The difference between the two. So when you're thinking of expanding, let's say I want to expand out to do DTF. I want to buy a DTF printer. And I know I plan on getting my printer. I'm putting money aside. I'm saving my money for a DTF printer. I know my DTF printer will be here, let's say October. We're going to purchase it October. You need to be advertising DTF prints to coming in October, coming soon. You need to be advertising for your expansion now before you get to your expansion. She said, hi, I have a question. What's your question? But I'm going to keep going until I see your question. So you have to be planning your expansion before you actually expand. So therefore, as soon as you get it, you can get a quick return on investment quickly. Okay. So what we don't want to do, we don't want to have money just sitting here. All right. We don't have money sitting here. And also before you actually advertise or service, make sure it is sale worthy. Okay. A lot of times we get a lot of different ideas, a lot of wittiness. Well, I want to try it. Sometimes it takes you being in the lab for a little bit to try to perfect it more before you sell it. Because therefore, if you don't perfect it before you sell it, two things are going to happen. First thing is you're going to sell it for cheaper. And then when you perfect it and raise your price, you're going to lose some of your customers. Second of all, what's going to happen is you're going to get a lot of complaints because it's not great quality. So it's going to kill your business before you even start. What do you do if you lost your will to create? If you lost your will to create, you have to figure out what's blocking your will to create. I mean, I know life happens, things happen, kids come into play, family emergencies come into play, deaths in the family, marriage. I know a lot of things come into play, but it's, a lot of times we get really discouraged when we see somebody else being more successful than us. And I've kind of caught myself doing that last night. When I saw another TikTok creator, I'm like, man, I want that to be me. And it's like, well, maybe I'm not good enough. So you have to stop comparing yourself to other creators. Okay. Other creators, they worked hard to be where they're at right now. So that's one thing you have to realize. So don't compare yourself to other people. If you lost your will to create, definitely sit down and try to think about what has happened over time for you to lose that will to create. Because if you're still creative, it's still there. It's just something is just blocking it for right now. So maybe it would be a perfect time to step away for a while, gather yourself back together, regroup, and then come back. Okay? So expand. Also, why do you want to expand? What's your reason to expand? I know I wanted to get into EcoSolvent because I wanted to cater to those who were size 2X t-shirts or bigger. I wanted to cater to the bigger t-shirt size community. Because I know a lot of time the bigger t-shirt size, we're very limited on what we can do as crafters. So a lot of times they get left out. So I really wanted to do EcoSolvent and get a bigger cutting machine to where I can actually, print bigger prints for those who wear bigger size shirts. Do you make stickers and labels with your EcoSolvent printer? And what media do you use? I just got into making stickers. I usually do stickers with Avery labels, but I do it with EcoSolvent now. I've done a few test runs and it's actually not that bad. You can actually use just regular sticker paper, matte. I get it from Amazon. You can use the HTV RONT version of sticker paper, 8.5 by 11 sheet is perfectly fine. But I did find, a certain type of paper that's on a roll, and I got it from uscutter.com. It is the AuraJet, I want to say like 3165. It's the printable adhesive vinyl, matte sticker vinyl that's good for inkjet and also good for EcoSolvent ink. So I haven't tried that paper out yet, but when I do, I will make sure I post a video on TikTok about that. Okay. Why do you want to expand? What is your target audience you're trying to reach more of? Like I said, I wanted to reach more of the ones who wear the bigger size clothing because I feel like they're really left out quite a bit because because a lot of crafters are only limited to doing certain sizes. So that's why I wanted to expand. I wanted to venture out into more printer options and printing options for apparel and clothing. But you can put EcoSolvent onto anything that will take HTV. So you can do the muslin tote bags. You can put EcoSolvent on that. I've actually put EcoSolvent on like a plastic container. It will adhere to that. As long as it can withstand 300 degrees for about 15 seconds, either pressed or with an iron, you can put EcoSolvent on it. Okay. And you, as the Epson EcoTank 15,000 for EcoSolvent, right? Correct. I have the Epson 15,000 for EcoSolvent. Okay. All right. So, and then I have here, go big or go home. So when you are expanding, I always tell people try to get the biggest machine possible if you can afford it. Because I know a lot of times people say, well, I'm just getting started, so I'm going to get a smaller printer. Don't do that. Get a printer for anything, whether you do EcoSolvent or sublimation. Get a printer that can print at least 11 by 17. Because I promise you, if you're limited to 8.5 by 11 like I am for my 2720, I regretted it. Like a month after sublimation, I regret getting a smaller printer because now I'm limited to how wide I can print. So I can only do 20-ounce sublimation tumblers. But I am looking to get a bigger sublimation printer right now. Good morning, my moderator in the house. I appreciate her so much. She always comes through for me. So make sure you also keep your expansion within your budget. Okay, don't break the bank to expand. If you have to break the bank to expand, that means it's not your time to expand quite yet. Okay, if you have to break the bank to expand, it's not your time. It's not your time. Okay, so also build a savings account that's going towards your expansion, that you put money in there. So I have Square with my business. So I have a savings account automatically set up with Square. Every time someone swipes a card, 10% automatically goes into my savings account. So before I knew it, I had like $200 in my savings account. Now I can use that towards my expansion if I wanted to, or I can buy it towards supplies if I wanted to. Because I don't live in the US, that's why I'm trying to change to EcoSolvent. It's cheaper. Okay. EcoSolvent is, I think you can get more bang for your buck with EcoSolvent because you can print on multiple types of media compared to sublimation. And this is actually going into Thursday. What's the difference? We'll talk in detail on Thursday. Tomorrow, what's the difference between EcoSolvent and sublimation and things like that. So I'm not going to go into it too heavy today because we're going to be talking about it tomorrow. So a lot of people say sublimation is more flexible. Some people say EcoSolvent is more flexible. I'm liking EcoSolvent. So, but that's more, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay. So, where are we at? Savings accounts. So make sure you have savings accounts for your business. It's important to save money. Okay. Because you want to make sure that you're getting money coming in as well as spending money going out. I use Square also. How did you set up, for the go to your savings when someone swipes? So, if you have a Square card, I use Square appointments because I'm a hairstylist. So, if you have a Square card, you can set it up. It's a new feature that they just added probably about 3 months ago. But if you have a Square card, you can set up a savings account. And what that is it'll automatically put money away. You can adjust the percentage. You can do 10, 15, 20. It doesn't matter. It'll automatically adjust your savings and put it into a savings account. So you have to have a Square card first. And I don't know if they have it open for everybody. I don't know if it's in beta testing or what. But I know I'm a hairstylist and I use Square appointments, and that's why I have that. The PPD transfer papers are very expensive. Yes, they are. EcoSolvent is expensive up front, but it can really make you money on the back end. I have an Epson 170 using Mac and Apple. You mentioned that they don't work well together. Can I fix that? Now I have no issue with my Epson 2720. I have no issue with it. It prints perfect. For some reason, with the 15,000, when I updated, I just had the POS card reader. Look and see if you're able to get the Square card. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost you anything. No annual and no monthly fee. The Square card is absolutely free. You should be able to get it if you have a Square account that you conduct business with. If you have a POS, you should be able to get a Square card. Definitely go in there and look that up. It works well with my 2720. But for some reason, with my 15,000, it worked for a little bit, but then it kind of stopped. But Apple did have an update recently, and I just think that Epson has to come out with an update for their printer for it to work better. Doing sublimation keychains as I watch you. Yay! Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. Yes, if you have a Square account that you conduct business with, you should be able to get a Square card. It's 100% free. No annual fees, no nothing. And if you have a Square card, you should be able to do a Square savings account. So it's definitely something that you need to do, whether it's like within Square, like an app, or within PayPal, or actually physically going to the bank. You need to have a business savings account. Okay? And it's always good to have an emergency fund because you never know what's going to happen. Prime example, if I was at work one day, my husband called me. He's like, hey, did you left your heat press on? I was like, no, I didn't. I always turn it off. Well, my heat press was going out, and even though my heat press was turned off, it was still heating up. So I was like, my heat press is finna go out. I haven't even had it a year and my heat press is getting ready to go out. Luckily, I had the money saved up and I was able to replace my heat press within that same day or two. And I had it shipped to me within a couple of days. So now I didn't miss any business because you have that emergency fund. You have that savings. It's always important to have money set aside for emergencies like that. Now, what if I didn't have it? I'd have went 2 weeks without a heat press and I had orders to make. So I would have lost more money with my heat press being out. So that's why it's important to have a savings account. It is important to have a savings account, okay? And keep your business and your personal account separate. Keep it separate. Any questions so far? Today's cup is brought to you by Cute As Bling. And that's AS, not ASS. Okay. I'm just waiting to see if I see any questions real quick. Also, if you missed the previous Power Hours, they are all uploaded onto YouTube, and I have a whole playlist called Power Hours. So if you missed the previous ones, they're all uploaded to my YouTube channel. Good morning. Okay. Any questions? If not, we're going to go ahead and move on. Appreciate you. You're welcome. I'm glad I could be of service. Thank you for the follows. Okay. Now, also, when you're thinking about expanding, do you have the capacity to expand? Okay. I'm in a storage room. I wanted to get into EcoSolvent, but I knew I didn't have enough space to get the rolling or whatever. But now people are having problems with the rolling. I don't know. Everyone's having problems with everything nowadays. I knew I didn't have enough space to get a big machine, so I have to start off small right now because I don't have the space and capacity to hold all that. Just starting, would you suggest an account with Square or just a regular bank account? It doesn't really make a difference, honestly. I have both. I have a bank account for my personal, but for business, I try to keep business separate. So if I conduct business with Square, then I have a savings account with Square. I have a savings account with Square. Is there any way to lower the rates we pay with Square with card swipes? No, not right now. No. Only way you can get lower rates if you're a nonprofit. So that's just the way it is with Square. That's their rate. I don't think my question is going through. Which question is it? Thank you for the follow. Good morning, Cozy Co. They take a lot. It just depends, honestly. I really don't think they take that much, honestly. But if you have a lot of smaller sales, like $25 here, $25, and then yeah. But I have a lot of bigger sales because I do hair, so all my sales most of them are no less than $100. So I don't think they really take a lot compared to some other rates that I've seen are kind of outrageous. So I think Square is actually one of the lowest percentages. Also, how to combat that? You need to be charging a debit card fee to cover the cost of the transaction. So if you're not doing that, that's where you do that at. I want to raise my prices. Do you recommend jumping to what I want or slowly raising them? That is a great question, actually. So what are you trying to raise and what's your price currently now? And what are you trying to go to price wise? Because so I do hair full time. I raise my prices gradually. And I only really do a price raise maybe once every year or two. Good morning. Because you don't want to jump it too high. Now, for sublimation tumblers, I used to do sublimation tumblers for $30 a piece. I lowered my tumblers to $25 and now I sell more. So, which $30, I was being kind of a little bit greedy. T-shirts, right now I have $15 to $22, but I want to go to, 20 and 25. Raise it. Go to 25. Go to 25. You shouldn't be doing t-shirts at $15 anyway. You need to be doing t-shirts at least $20 to $25. Period. And now if it's HTV vinyl, like I said yesterday, HTV vinyl, have tiers. I'm going to touch on a little bit from yesterday. Have different tiers to fit different people's pockets. So HTV vinyl is always my cheapest route. It's $25 flat up. Sublimation, $32. Eco Solvent, $35 to $40. Okay. How do you get a one-on-one? One-on-one's on my website. So if you go to my website and click on the one-on-one session and you can book the appointment through there. Mostly screen print, single color, and full color. Okay. So screen prints, I see why you have them. You can do screen prints. I would probably do it. Screen prints will probably be about $20 to $22. I understand that. Single color. It's hard. You have to raise now or gradually. For when it comes to t-shirts, I really feel like you can do either or. It just depends on your audience and where you're at. In my local area, I have to kind of do it gradually. If you're more in an area where you're kind of like one of the only ones that you know in your area that do that, you probably could do a jump. But it just depends. It just depends. So single color is always one of the cheaper, and then full color. So you do mostly screen print. So you usually just press. No peel. It's basically just peel and press. Now, do you make those screen prints yourself or do you purchase them from somebody else? That's a question you need to ask. So that's the question. That's the answer I need to know. Do you make your screen prints yourself or do you order them from somebody else? Because if you order them from somebody else, you have to bring in the cost of what you paid for that screen print. So this is how you price things. The cost of the materials. Okay. Purchase them. So I tie in the cost of shipping for me to receive them. Exactly. So you pay, so the money for a t-shirt, let's say the t-shirt is $2. The screen print you bought was $1.50 a piece. So you're already sitting at $3.50. Okay. Now you're using your electricity, you're using your heat press to press this. Okay. So you're pressing on this shirt. So you have to think about that. Also, you have to tie in your packaging. How do you package your t-shirts? The bag is, you can buy a case of bags for, I get mine from Uline, so I'm going to say like 96 bags for $14. So break that down. So divide that. Let's say the cost of the bag, just to make it easy, is $1 per bag. So you tie that in. Tissue paper, 50 cents per sheet. Tie that in too. Your packaging, your thank you card, business cards, tie that in too. Before you realize, you're sitting at already like $10 to $12 just to make and package this shirt. So when you're selling things at $15, it doesn't make sense because you're only making a $3 profit. So it's always best to get your profit back. And if you can get away with timesing it by 2.5, do that. If not, times it by 2, because you want to make sure you cover your cost to make and package this shirt. Okay? Because everything that you make and create is a cost. It costs you something to get those. I order my cards from Vistaprint. It costs me money to get 250 cards for $46. So if you do the math, each card costs that much money. That's how much money is getting thrown away because no one's really keeping it. So I still have to tie that into the cost of my shirt. So when you're selling shirts for $15 and it costs you $12 to package it up and to make it, you're not making any money, sweetheart. You're not making any money. So even when it comes to basic t-shirts, I always say basic t-shirts need to start at $25. That's just my honest opinion. Paying $25 for a t-shirt, I think that's a great price. Because when you go to Walmart and get a graphic t-shirt, you're going to pay $24.99. That just is what it is. But Walmart's always going to be cheaper because Walmart is a franchise and they can buy things in bulks of thousands. So they only pay 10 cents per shirt. We can't buy that big right now. So it costs us a little bit more of a coin to get our stuff. Good morning. Okay. So always tie in everything it costs to make, prep, and package that shirt. If you can get it away with timesing it by 2.5. So calculate all that. Times it by 2. Or times it by 2.5. I was just telling my husband this, and he does not understand that. It costs everything, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, for the things that's hard to measure, like ink, it's hard to measure how much ink gets put out for EcoSolvent or how much ink gets put out for sublimation. It's hard to measure that. But measure the things you can measure. You're welcome. Now, the ink as a whole, my EcoSolvent ink, all 4 colors, costs $60. Now, I don't know how much ink is being measured, but if you break it down by like the fluid ounce, or you want to break it down by the milliliter, do that. A lot of websites will actually provide how much it costs, especially for Amazon. Amazon will tell you how much each piece costs individually. Okay? Thank you for the fire. So Amazon will tell you. So when you're making orders and making purchases of products on Amazon, look at the little parentheses underneath the price. It'll tell you 10 cents per piece or 15 cents each. It will actually break down the cost for you, so you'll know how much each thing is individually, which is why you pay that price as a whole. Okay? We done got all off track. Kinda. We done got all off track. We're talking about expansion. We're talking about expanding. So for those coming in, we discuss, why do you want to expand? Why do you want to expand your business out? Do you have the capacity to expand? Good morning. Go big or go home. Learning new techniques and getting new equipment. Budgeting. Saving, weigh the cost and the estimate of your return on investment. So we already talked about a few of those things. How are you being greedy? Selling tumblers for $30, $8 for blank tumblers, and add free shipping. I don't pay $8 for my tumblers. I don't pay $8 for my tumblers. So sometimes you have to, and I'm comfortable with $25 a cup. I'm still making a profit. Period. I'm still making a $20 profit. So I'm cool with it. I'm cool with $25. But for the more like, if I actually have to create the design and the design I create is actually quite troublesome, then I do sell for $30. Now my tumblers start at $25. Most of them are $25 flat out. But if I have to go and do a custom design for someone or alter something, then it's $30. Where the heck do you get them cheaper than that? So if you go to my website and download the sublimation plug, I tell you where I get them cheaper at. I get my tumblers overseas cheaper for about $5.60 a cup. So if you go to my website, click on the lovely picture right there, go to the link in my bio. It's called The Plug, and I have the plug of where I get my stuff. So everything in my store, from rhinestones, mica powder, sublimation tumblers, it's all in that vendor list. It's a certified vendor list as people that I use personally. Okay? Know your worth, then add tax. Exactly. So where I get my tumblers, good morning. If you go and buy my sublimation vendor list, it's $10.99. It comes with the pictures and products that they sell, price listing, and how to contact them directly. And when you do purchase a sublimation tumbler, or sublimation vendor list, I will send you an email of a direct U.S. warehouse link that you can use for their tumblers. Okay. All right. What were we talking about? Any more questions? I'm getting sidetracked. We're all over the place kind of today. Also, what did we talk about? We talked about do your research, didn't we? I think we did. Do your research. I feel like I missed a question somewhere. Yeah, I don't pay $8 a tumbler. I pay $8 a tumbler maybe one time, and I was like, "That's got to be a different way of doing this." And I found a different way, and I posted on my website so everyone can have a different way. Because I was like, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. $8 a tumbler, I think not. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the follows. Now, I know not everybody wants to deal with people overseas. Then that's why I have them. And I sell them on my website for $9. Of course I do. Because I got to make back my cost. Your hair is so pretty. Thank you so much. I have to make back your cost. Another thing. Okay. While we're talking about expansion. Listen. If you're going to be buying things from overseas and reselling them, you need to get your cost back. If you paid $4 or something overseas and you want to resell it, you got to sell it for $8.50 to $9 to get your money back, because it's you doing the legwork. When I created this vendor list, I was up all night because of course the time difference. So it's nighttime here, it's daytime there, daytime here, nighttime there. So I'm up till 1 and 2 o'clock in the morning talking to vendors, getting vendor information, making business transactions, testing it out, because I'm the one who takes the L, so you don't have to. Testing them out, weeding out the good from the bad, keeping the backups for the just in case, to make this vendor list. People are like, well, why are you selling it? Because of all the time I had to put into making it. It took us 16 hours to make that vendor list. It's over 800 pages as a PDF. So, listen. And that's actually still selling it rather cheap for just $70 for all that. So, either way. But any other questions? Because we're kind of talking about a bunch of different stuff right now. Any other questions? Because we only have about 20 minutes left of this power hour. So don't be afraid to make your money back. It's another good point. Don't be afraid to make your money back, because some people say, well, I don't want to sell it for that much. Don't be afraid to make your money back. It's business. It's business. It's business. You know what I'm saying? It's business. Any other questions? It doesn't have to be about expansion. Just, she said, yes, we understand 100%. Yep. So it doesn't have to be about expansion. Just any question, period. Anyone have any questions, period? It doesn't have to be about, thank you for sharing. Thank you for joining. So anyone have any questions about business, period? I know we've been talking about, I want to expand. And for those that are just not coming in that missed it, don't worry. I will be posting it to YouTube later on today, and all the other previous power hours. If you missed it, I have them posted to my YouTube channel. I think we pretty much discussed everything about expansion. Now, tomorrow we're doing What's the Difference? I'm going to be explaining the difference between sublimation, EcoSolvent, HTV. We're going to talk about a whole bunch of different things. We're going to be comparing the two. The audacity of some people, yet selling your tumblers for $32. Don't come on here with that. The audacity of people, yeah, you're selling your tumblers for $32. Don't come on here with that. Listen. You also have to depend on where you're at. You have to depend on where you're at and who your customer base are. If your customer base is buying their tumblers for $35, sell them $35. Before starting a business account, should you have a license first? Yes. Yes, I would definitely say before you make any business moves, like financially or tax worthy, you need to make sure you have your business legal. Okay? But don't tell other businesses how to run their business. That's also true too. So I don't listen. If you can sell tumblers for $35. Oh, I'm sorry, she rubbed me the wrong way, man. Did I miss something? I think I missed something. What happened? If somebody's upset, can I have the name of the printable adhesive from U.S. Cutters? Yes. Let me look at it real quick. It's called Aura-Jet, but let me get it exactly because I don't want to be fudging names because they have a lot of different papers on this website. I want to make sure that you guys have the right one. I missed something apparently. The lady from earlier telling you you're being greedy. Oh no! It's nothing like that. Chill, calm down. It's okay. It's okay. I myself said that I was trying to be greedy doing $30 and they weren't moving. But when I lowered the price a little bit, but here's the thing, even from 30 to 25, I'm still making a profit off of it. So you always want to kind of test the water to see what you can do. Nothing wrong with that. No, she's good. She's good. It's all good. It's all good. It's all love. I didn't even take it that way. It's all love. It's all love. U.S. Cutter. Let me get this paper for you real quick. And then here it is right here. So the paper is called the Aura-Jet 3651. Okay. Now it's going to say PVC inkjet media, but I promise you it's good for inkjet. So for regular ink printer, and it's also good for EcoSolvent ink. So it's the Aura-Jet, Orajet 3651. Okay. It's called the Intermediate Calendared PVC Inkjet Media, but it's good for, they say it's good for sublimation. It was $24.99. Okay. And I got the 20 inches wide and I got 10 yards of it. It's a matte white. It's a matte white. I can't talk. It's a matte white. Then I got it from uscutter.com. Okay. So it's the Aura-Jet 3651. It's that paper. So from US Cutter, the website is US Cutter, USCUTTER.com. And the paper is the Aura-Jet, ORAJET 3651. It's good for regular ink and EcoSolvent. How much is everyone doing their 30-ounce sublimation tumblers for? I just got some for Father's Day. I don't do 30-ounce tumblers because I don't have the printer capacity to print those. Exactly. I wasn't calling her greedy. I was asking her why she felt, yeah, it's all good. She was asking me why I felt greedy, not that I was greedy. And personally, I said I was greedy myself. So, but yeah, it's all good. You're welcome. It's all good. It's all good. For those who missed that, if you message me on TikTok or email me, I will gladly send you that link to that paper. I haven't tried the paper out yet. I need to try it out. I probably will try the paper out on my Wednesday live stream. So tonight during live, 7:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. I will be live tonight and we're going to try it. We're going to try that paper out tonight. She said, it's cool. She explained it. I stand corrected. It's all good love. I love that. Okay. I love that about my followers. We go hard in the paint, but when we wrong, we correct it and we apologize. I like that. What's the website again? US Cutter, USCUTTER.com. US Cutter. US Cutter. And it's the Aura-Jet 3651 Intermediate Calendared PVC Inkjet Media. That's a lot. Mouthful. Okay, anyone else have any questions? Anyone have any questions? Let's see. We have 2 people on the website. We had 8. We have 2. So doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. All right, let's put this away. So if you missed, how do you calculate what to sell my glitter pens for? Ooh, good question. How long? First of all, so what's the cost of the pen? What's the cost of the glitter? How long does it take you to make it? So do you seal it with epoxy? Do you seal it with UV resin? So it's a whole bunch of different things you have to do. So when I did epoxy pens For a simple basic epoxy pen, I want to say I charged $8. Just glitter. That's it. Glitter epoxy. Now we start getting into vinyl and different glitter techniques. Then I charged extra for it. I think the most expensive pen that I sold was $15. And she got glitter. She had 2 or 3 different glitters. Then she had a vinyl with her name, and then she had a picture. $15. Yes. So I have different things, and that was for one pen. Yes, it was. I sold a pen for $15. Yes, I did. But if it's just a plain, just one glitter pen, and I see it with epoxy, it was $8. But when you start adding on vinyl, so let me pull this up. So for Square, and that's why I love Square, because Square you can have add-ons with Square. So let me pull up my Square account. I'm going to tell you exactly how I break down my pricing for epoxy tumblers and epoxy pens. So this is how I broke it down. So let me log in real quick, and I'm going to tell you exactly how I did it. So, hold on. I haven't logged into my thing in a long time. Let me get my Square. So let me show you. Because with Square, and that's why I still keep Square, because Square has a thing that you can actually add add-ons to your items, which are things, yeah, Square is bomb, okay? And so just so you know, Square actually bought Cash App. So Square is now the owner of Cash App. So how I break mine down, so let me go to epoxy pens. All right, so epoxy pens are right here. I have it on the category of writable art. Now, the add-ons I have for this, I've made certain add-ons for certain things. So the add-on I have is an epoxy pen add-on. Let me show you exactly what I have in here. So printable vinyl is $2 extra. Just regular vinyl is an extra $1 for a name. And then for a glitter design of like a swirl or whatever was $3 extra. So you have your base price. So my base price for a pen starting off just off right is a certain price. And then you have add-ons. Be right back. Okay. I charged $25 for a rhinestone pen. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Please tell me you didn't charge just $25. Because rhinestone pens, you have to place those things one at a time. Please tell me it wasn't just $25. Please tell me. I'm having a good time getting out there. I'm doing gifts for people to get out there. I do not mind. Now, we'll adjust that problem here in a minute. $25 for rhinestone pen. Okay. But it's getting costly. Crafting is costly. You could have sold it for $30, sis. I'm just gonna be honest. I would pay $30 for a rhinestone pen, but no problem. But I would pay the $25 and tip you. That's just how I roll. So you can always have your base price of your pen. Let's say your base price because you have to calculate all this, okay? Because those inkjet pens for like a pack of 10, they're not cheap. So you got to break down the cost of the pen individually. Breaks down the cost of your glitter. Break down the cost of your epoxy. The work it takes for you to do this. You got to sand it, spray paint it, prep it. This is also you have to keep in mind. How long does it take you to do it? If it takes you 2 hours, if you're doing UV resin, if it takes you 2 hours to do UV resin pen, so there's a lot of things you have to keep in mind. So I usually have a base price of things, and then I have add-ons. So my epoxy pens, they start at $5, but start at $8. If you're getting just basic glitter, it's $8. So a basic pen with one glitter is $8. Now, if you want a printable vinyl, if you want a picture, that's $2 more. So now that it's went from 8 to 10. Or I want my name on it. So the extra $1. So if it went from 10 to 11. Oh, you know what? I want a different glitter design. Can I do that? You sure can. Add $3 more. So it went to $14. Just that quick. So you have add-ons. And even on the website, have add-ons. Add-ons, okay? Have add-ons. So a basic pen from $8 went to $14 just that fast. Okay? So therefore you have a good blueprint of what to do. So always have add-ons. And even if you have to write this down, write down everything you do crafting wise. Write down what you do and write down the cost of it. Also, research your competitors, okay? See what other companies are selling their products for, okay? Because you don't want to sell it too cheap because you don't want to lose out on money because of cost of equipment and products. But you don't want to sell too high that it's not selling. So it's okay to research your competition. I'm having a heck of a time. Let's go back to this question. I'm having a heck of a time getting out there. I'm doing gifts for people and she doesn't mind. Now, it's a couple problems with doing gifts for people. If you start off doing gifts for people, you'll be known as the gifting crafter. So you'll be known as the one who gives stuff away for free. So no one's going to want to pay for it if you keep giving it away. Okay? I know you say, well, I'm just starting out. Don't say I'm just starting out. I'm going to charge you this. No, this is the price. And as you perfect it, your price goes up. Okay? As you perfect it, the price goes up. So don't be known as the gifting crafter. And you should mind because it's money, because you said it's costly. So you should mind giving out free money. Okay? You're welcome. So you don't want to be known as, oh, she'll give it to you for free, girl. Just ask her. And then you'll be sitting up for 4 and 5 hours doing a big order that you're not getting no return on money for. So now what? So you ran through all this inventory to do an order for someone who's not even paying for it. Now what? So when a paying customer comes, guess what? You don't have the inventory because you gave Joe Schmo and Pookie and Ray Ray free stuff. So now you can't make money because all your inventory is gone. So you're paying twice. You know what I'm saying? So don't be known as the free crafter. Don't do that. Don't do that. Giveaways are rewards when you reach accomplishments. You do giveaways when you get 1,000 followers. You do giveaways when you get 10,000 followers. You do another giveaway when you get 25,000 followers. That's when you do giveaways. Yes, don't be the gifting crafter. Product development is one of the things, but not to same person. Yes, listen. She said, police. She said, Pookie and Ray. Yes, Pookie and Ray Ray. We always say that. Pookie and Ray Ray. They got to pay too. She said Pookie and Ray Ray. Yes, Pookie and Ray Ray, they gotta pay too. They gotta pay. Y'all ain't never heard of Pookie and Ray Ray? Girl, Pookie and Ray Ray is it. So, yes, you do giveaways when you reach and accomplish certain goals. You don't just do giveaways because you're trying to get your name out there. That's not how you're doing it. I've been doing things for my kids' teachers in order to get my name out there. Yes, now that's different. Now, I'll throw in a free little incentives, like for my son's teachers. I said, look, if you're my son's teacher, you getting the hookup. I'm hooking you up. Teacher, t-shirts. I made a clipboard, pencils, tumblers. Yes. I call my daughter Pookie. Does she count? I call my son Pookie. He counts. No, he don't count. He don't count. But things like that, yes, I will encourage doing that. Throwing people a bone every once in a while. Like, it's my child's teacher. You're with my child almost as much time as I'm with my child. I can throw you a t-shirt or a tumbler during Teacher Appreciation Week. I have no problem with that. Christmas, you're getting a gift. Teacher Appreciation, you're getting a gift. Your birthday, you're getting a gift. You're my son's teacher. Period, point blank. And now when other teachers see it, other teachers will be like, oh, I want one. Oh, here's the card I put in the packaging. You can reach out to her and she'll make you one. I surely will. Listen. I'm just saying. Now that is good. That's how you market. Now my husband, he gets free stuff. He wears my clothing all the time. He markets for me all the time. He's always marketing either hair or crafting or skincare product. He's always marketing for me. So my husband's the only one that doesn't pay anything for his stuff. Joker. He should. Okay. Any more questions? It's about that time. And don't be alarmed. I will be putting on all these on my YouTube channel later on. If you missed the previous power hours, they will be on my YouTube channel. So let's recap real quick. We talked about I want to expand. We talked about new equipment and new techniques. Doing your research for these expansions. Weighing the cost and the estimate of your return on investment. Asterisk, go big or go home. We talked about getting the biggest machine you can afford because I'm telling you, if you get the smaller printer, you're going to grow out of it really quickly because I grew out of it extremely fast. Hey, Do you have the capacity to expand? Whether it be physical capacity or mental capacity also. And also, why do you want to expand? So this also ties into knowing your target audience. If you know your target audience, you know exactly why you do what you do. A lot of times, a lot of crafters are struggling with making sales because they're trying to sell to the wrong target audience. Okay? We talked about that yesterday. Your price is the price. Don't stray away from the price. If you charge $30 for a tumbler, charge $30 for your tumbler. If you charge $25, charge $25. Tuesday, you are a good person. Thank you so much. I try my best to be as good as I possibly can. With the Lord's help, because Lord knows. On my own. So don't let people downplay you because you're not some big, franchise. How do you decide what to make in the price? So I make things according to what's popular in my area, kind of, and what I want to do. So I'm at the point where I don't have a lot of time for anything too time consuming to do. I have a full-time job. I do hair full-time. I'm a wife and I have 2 small kids. I don't have a lot of time for a lot of long, drawn out crafts. Okay. So I have to make my crafts short and simple and to the point. So also with pricing, you have to weigh in the cost of everything it costs for you to get the equipment and get the products to make the end product. How much time it takes you. Like I had a perfect example. I do sublimation. Now let's say, crap, I messed up my sublimation tumbler. Do I throw it away? Absolutely not. I epoxy. I sand it, spray paint it, epoxy over it. So now I'm getting more for my money. So I'm getting double the use out of my tumbler. So if I mess up sublimation wise, the sublimation is permanent. Okay. Some people, they cook it back off and repress it. I'm not trying to do all that. I don't have the time for that. I don't want to do that. So I just sand it and epoxy over it. Now, you can also sit down and break down your cost of things. Yes, they get too deep and you can get overwhelmed. Yes, you have to learn when to stop. You got to cap it off because TikTok will have you trying this, trying that. And before you know it, you have all the equipment if you made nothing. And you wasted thousands of dollars because of TikTok. So sit down and think, what am I good at? What are you good at? What's my specialties? What is a creative thing that I can do that people are going to be willing to pay for? Think about things like that. Yes. And my mom will be speaking on balance next Wednesday. Setting prices for tumblers. I don't want to overcharge, but I want to make profit. Yes, you do. Oh, yes, you do. Yes, you do. Let's go back to square. While we're talking about tumblers, let's go back to square. I'm going to tell you how I priced mine. So, for a 30-ounce tumbler, so the base price for my cup is $9 because I get my cups from certain websites. So, the cost of the cup, I maybe tack on an extra $1 or $2 because I have to purchase my money and I got to pay for the shipping. So, for a 30-ounce tumbler, the blank stainless steel is $9. That's a start-off price. $9. That's your base price. Okay? Now, I have add-ons. So, for different things they want to do. So, for an add-on. So, if you want to add vinyl. So, to add a name or a saying or vinyl to it, $10. So, now your 8 is turned into 18. Okay. Now let's say they want glitter. Glitter is automatically $25 to do glitter because glitter is going to take you 2 or 3 layers of epoxy to get that sucker smooth. Okay. So let's get a calculator. Let's do some math here. So our $8 tumbler. So $8 is the base. Okay. I want my name on it. Okay. That's $10 more. Oh, I want it to be glittery. That's $25 more. So now we're sitting at $43 for a cup. Okay. On average, on a 30-ounce tumbler, each layer of epoxy, I use about an ounce to an ounce and a half of epoxy per layer. So now, guess what? Now you can take your cost of your epoxy and you can break it down per ounce now. And you can charge per ounce of epoxy. Glitter is always a lot of work. It always takes 2 to 3 layers to get it smooth, depending on the chunky or finer glitter it is. So glitter, I don't care if it's a solid glitter color. I don't care if it's fine, chunky. Automatic $25 to do glitter. Automatically off top, $25 for glitter. Okay. If they want to add printable vinyl is an extra cost, because guess what? I have to pay for printable vinyl per sheet. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of people's like, oh my gosh, you charge how much for that? The cup's gonna be how much? Well, yeah, look at all I'm doing. You want a Milky Way glitter tumbler with printable vinyl, ain't with your name on it. Come on now. That's gonna be a $60 cup. It's gonna be a $60 cup. Why you can go to Walmart and get it for cheaper? You sure can, and she'll have that cup, and she'll have that cup, and your mama gonna have that cup. Susie Sausage Head gonna have that cup. Pookie Ray Ray gonna have the cup. You're paying $60 for a cup that only you will have. Period. The only one made. Now I'll do replicas, but I don't make exact copies of each or any cup. Know your worth. 30 ounces, roughly $60 plus shipping. There you go. Not the mama. Listen, everybody gonna have it. She said, yes, you are my soul sister. I'm working on a spreadsheet, and that you can and you can plug breakdown info. Yes, please let me know when you get that spreadsheet, 'cause I'm gonna use it. Same here. Listen, she said, Pookie Ray Ray, you have to. So let's keep going. So printable vinyl, I charge $20 for printable vinyl. Period. Because here's the thing about printable vinyl. Printable vinyl can be tricky because the cup most likely will be curved, and that bad boy will not lay down straight. So guess what? That's an additional 2 layers of epoxy to get it to lay down flat. Because most of the time, 9 times out of 10, that vinyl's going to lift. And the epoxy's not going to go underneath it. You're going to have a spike. So guess what? I got to put another layer of epoxy on it. Sand it. Put another layer of epoxy to seal that. You kind of see where I'm going at? You kind of see where I'm going at. So we went from $40, add 20. That's a $63 cup. That's not even including me to ship it to you. Yeah, I need that spreadsheet. I'm about to go follow you, because when that spreadsheet get done, I'm getting it. She said, printable vinyl, hit it with heat before sealing it. There we go. Because listen, I struggle with that. So, like I said, I don't make a lot of epoxy tumblers. And a lot of epoxy tumblers that I make are usually very simple. So it doesn't really get too pricey. But I do need to go through and kind of adjust my stuff. But that's it. Right there. Glitter is automatically $25. Period. Now, if they don't get glitter, I know some women that don't like glitter. They just want just a solid spray paint. Only charge $15, $10 to $15 for epoxy. That's too punny. To start a spreadsheet, 2 to plug in the numbers. Listen, you got to plug it in. Because if not, listen, because if you don't, it'll be overwhelming. And you'll lose your way. And it's real simple. It's real easy to lose your way. That's not even including the drip. If you add a drip, that's $5 and $6. I mean, y'all have to weigh the cost, because we're paying money for this. A lot of people don't understand. We are the one paying the money for it. Recently switched from epoxy to Crystalac, and man, it's time consuming. Yes. Listen, I have the proper equipment when I'm using epoxy. I have epoxy that's the VOC free. So I don't have the toxins in my epoxy, but I still wear a mask and I still wear gloves. And I still have my air purifier. And where I'm at, the vents, they go straight outside. So they don't go back into the house. They go straight outside. So I have my vent, I have my air purifier, I have my mask, I have everything properly to do it inside the house. Please don't feel bad for knowing your worth and charging tax. Yes. All right, guys. That is it for Power Hour on this morning. I get ready to go to work. So, Lord, I would never use Crystalac. It takes too long. Also, if you are doing these epoxy and resin crafts, please make sure it is fully cured before you ship it. out because you will make someone extremely sick, okay? Epoxy, you have to let it fully cure, okay? Please let the epoxy fully cure. It is not safe to drink out of a cup that is not, the epoxy is not fully cured on. That's why I don't even ship cups out when they're done for additional 2 weeks to make sure the epoxy is fully cured, because you will make someone extremely sick, okay? Allergic reactions, you can make someone sick, you can possibly kill somebody, okay? The epoxy is toxic when it's not fully cured, okay? Even with the fast set epoxy, I still let it cure for a week. I don't care what they say. I still let it cure for a week. Missed this today, it will be on the YouTube channel. Yes, it will. And all the other previous ones are on the YouTube as well. Please and amen. It's a chemical research. Yes, do your research. And I don't care what y'all say about Crystal Light. I'm going to say this, I'm going to get off. If a product is going from a liquid to a solid, there's still a chemical reaction going on. I don't care what no one says. If a product is going from a liquid to a solid, a chemical reaction is still happening. Okay? I know y'all gonna get me for that, but that just is what it is. I don't care if it's crystalline, I don't care if it's epoxy. If it's going from a liquid to a solid, a chemical reaction is still happening. You should still wear gloves and you should still wear a mask. That's just period. That's basic science. What can you put on your plastic to seal a sticker? I see a lot of people that use I've seen some people use the what is it called? I don't. Because printable vinyl on plastic cups. I've seen some people use clear spray paint. But I wouldn't suggest using spray paint. But I don't do a lot of things on plastic cups that needs polyacrylic. Some people use polyacrylic, some people use clear spray paint. I don't do a lot of plastic cups, so I really wouldn't know. Yes, basic chemistry 101. So, Writer Scent, she will be the guest speaker for next week. On next Wednesday, she's teaching balance and keep going. You do not want to miss her power hour next Wednesday. I'm telling you, it's going to be bomb. You don't want to miss it. So tomorrow, power hour from 8:15 to 9:15, we're doing What's the Difference? So I will be talking about the difference between sublimation, eco-solvent, permanent vinyl, heat transfer vinyl, everything crafting wise that's a cheaper option, a more expensive option. We're going to be talking about it. Difference between Cricut, Silhouette. We're going to be talking about, because I have both of them now. So tomorrow's power hour, I may have to split it up into 2 different parts. So we may do one part this week, or may have to do one part next week. But we're going to do the difference between Cricut and Silhouette. Epoxy and Crystalite was what I don't use Crystalite, but I'm going to talk about epoxy. And then we're talking about sublimation and eco-solvent, permanent vinyl, and HTV. So tomorrow, you don't want to miss it. I'm going to try to get as much as I can in tomorrow, but I know for sure I'm going to have to do a part 2 on this. I know I'm going to have to do a part 2 next week. So I'm going to move my Q&A session to to the week after that. So we're going to do What's the Difference part 1 tomorrow, and What's the Difference part 2 next Tuesday. Let's do it that way. But Wednesday, you don't want to miss it. Having a special guest, Minister Cynthia Harris. My mom will be doing the power hour for next Wednesday. It's titled Balance and Keep Going. Okay? You don't want to miss it. For all those creators who are losing their creative touch or having problems balance between home life and business, she's going to be talking about that. You do not want to miss it, because this girl is legit. Okay? Not because she's my mom, but she's just awesome, okay? She's amazing. She's the perfect example of balance. She's in school full time. Mom, grandparent, business owner of multiple businesses, and she's still making it look easy, okay? Meanwhile, I'm struggling. I'm struggling. But she is doing it. Ain't skipped a beat. Homework getting turned in on time. Bills getting paid on time. Businesses flourishing. She is just making it do what it do. So I promise you, you do not want to miss next Wednesday. 8:15 a.m., 9:15 a.m. Central Standard Time. Go follow her on TikTok. She's right there. Writer Scent. Let's get her to 1,000 followers, okay? All right? Get her there. Everyone in here, meet her and follow her on TikTok. Can I be her daughter too? She has a lot of kids that are not hers, so she will gladly adopt you into the family. She is no respecter of persons. She said, see, sure, you're already in. You're already in. Writer Scent is her name on TikTok. Writer Scent. Writer Scent. Mom, go ahead and put a comment so people will know where to follow you at. Real quick. Also, no, writer. Sorry, writer. Let me go ahead and put it in the comments. Writer Scent, like a writer. WRITTERCYNT. There we go. Writer Scent. Yeah. WRITTER. Sorry, CYNT. WRITTERCYNT. Yeah. And that's for her TikTok, Instagram, and her Twitter. Okay. Writer Scent. I will also I need to put her link in my beacons. Now I have the link to her website on the link on my beacons. I need to go ahead and add her contact info in the link in my bio. So let me do that real quick before I get off. I don't really have enough time for that. So just know if you miss it today, I will have her information to go and follow her in the link in my bio. If you don't see it today, it will be there tomorrow. Okay, but Writer Scent, WRITTERCYNT. Go and follow her on TikTok. She will be the guest speaker next week. Balance and keep going. You don't want to miss it. All right. Until next time, my crafting brothers and sisters, I will see you guys later. All the previous ones and this one will be on my YouTube channel and the playlist called Power Hour. Okay. And so next time, my crafting brothers and sisters, I will see you later. Bye. Have a good day, everybody. Go make some money.